Watch the use of the N-word. I was talking to myself, by the way.
What?
I was talking to myself.
All right, dude, here we go.
Oh, turn it on at the side of it, Jay.
Okay.
See it there? The button. There you go. Is it working?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, sir. Welcome to the Detroit Cast Wednesday edition. I am Mike Walters. Jay, as always, to my right, because Jay cares about the show, unlike some people who aren't here anymore.
I was going to say, man, that intro way oversold who's participating today.
I know. It does feel like that, doesn't that? I don't know where Timco's commitment is, Eric's commitment level.
We give them a place to work for free. I don't know what the problem is.
Yeah. I mean, they come here. We don't charge them anything to be here, either of them.
Nope. Free Gatorade for the most part?
For the most part. Now, Timco at least brings stuff sometimes. We'll bring Gatorade and stuff. I mean, it's not like we're making them deal with easy tax forms. They don't have to deal with any of that bullshit by coming here, ever.
The great thing is they don't have to pay any taxes.
They pay no taxes for this. What other workplace do you go to where you have no tax structure that you need to deal with?
I don't know what their problem is.
I don't either, dude. It's frustrating, to say the least. It really is. Actually, I think Eric is on his way here. He was wrapping up work and blah, blah, blah. So he'll be here. And Timco, he's one of these men of the community, always helping others, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, a lot of charity bullshit. He loves working for free, apparently. He loves doing that. So it's not just us that utilize his services. There are other people, and he's I don't know if this is free what he's doing now, but he's working with the Grand Prix and set up stuff. So he's and we knew that he'd be out for the week. So yeah, it's just you and I again, and we just hope to God things go off and people are hearing us.
Yeah, we hope we're recording right now.
Yeah, from all indications we are. So I'm happy with that.
The appropriate red lights are on.
They are. Levels are bouncing, and
I hear you.
Appear to be good. I hear you.
Good.
So I think at this point, it's safe to say we're good. I keep waiting to look over and like, oh no! Oh, for not! Shit!
We're an hour and 20 minutes in.
Yeah.
None of that was recorded.
Yeah. Hey.
All right, let's do it again.
Yeah, we could recapture that. That's really easy to do when you try to redo it again. That doesn't sound forced at all, ever. Anyway, it is the Wednesday edition of the Detroit Cast. We want to thank everybody for checking out the show and sharing it with other people, letting them know about us, and hitting the donate button, whatever you can do. Anything like that helps us out. Helps us out. Send your emails, thedetroitcast@gmail.com, and definitely have a lot to get to today. Stuff like these hackers are driving me nuts, and they're starting to pop up in every paper and magazine in the country. So it's finally time to, I guess, talk about them. Pam Anderson has popped up out of the blue. It was nice to be rid of her for a long time.
Yeah.
Sinkholes, making a name for themselves. They're really coming on strong.
I can't believe these things. I can't wait to get into this because this
Yeah.
seems to be one of these new things like nut allergies that just come out of nowhere.
Yeah. Well, we'll do that. And the other thing that seems to be gaining some momentum is MERS. I don't understand it. We've talked briefly about it on this show. This Middle Eastern virus that was literally non-existent until it first emerged out of the blue in 2012 in Saudi Arabia, which is where it gets its name. But yeah, it's now when we got the second case of it, which was down in Florida, we were like, okay, time for him to get dropped into a plane and back he goes to the Mideast and just shove him out the door. I don't even care if they put a parachute on him. Just hit the eject button when you get over a border.
This guy was in Orlando, right?
Yeah.
Couldn't be a worse hub to be at with some serious pandemic type disease.
Right, because there's never any families or anything go to Orlando. Isn't it the home of
spreading
Disney?
out, just fanning out across the world.
Yeah, exactly. And so that's what happens. Of course, he comes into contact with a guy from Illinois who does a handshake with him, has a couple brief 10-minute long meetings with the guy, and what do you know, third case of MERS.
Damn.
Which is exactly how this stuff goes. It spreads like wildfire. It's like the California fires. It doesn't take much, and they're acting like, whoa, it's kind of hard to get. But once it's here and going, it's a genie in a bottle.
Dude, we've all seen World War Z, right?
Yes, we have, some more recently than others.
Hopefully this is a little less violent than
I don't think so.
sort of thing.
I think we're going to
He
have
actually runs up and bites you.
yeah, we're going to have those things which are really quick. They're going to stack together and mount so they can get over walls, giant walls. That was World War Z, right?
Yeah, it was. Crazy.
Pretty cool movie, wasn't it?
For sure.
Jay borrowed it the other day when he was here, and you and your son watched it, I think.
Yeah, we were amazed.
Yeah. So yeah, the U.S. has their third reported case, although they're not calling this technically a MERS case, which is weird. Officially, the Illinois guy can't be counted because the World Health Organization guidelines say only tests from an active infection count. In this case, antibodies in this guy's blood showed that he had been infected and fought the infection off. So technically, they're like, no, we only had 2 cases. This doesn't count. Bullshit. The guy had, just because he's got a kick-ass immune system, was able to fight it off.
Man.
Would you want to go hang out with him right now?
I would not.
I wouldn't either. But these guys, I think you just round them up. Even anybody that's met this guy.
How about anyone in Orlando?
Just cut the whole thing off the country and let it float off wherever it goes.
The penis of the U.S.
Yes.
Set adrift.
Yeah, I like that idea. I hadn't thought about that. That'd be nice. We'd need a big pair of scissors, but if we got them, we could almost literally cut that thing off right there and just send it adrift like a giant boat.
We could.
I like that. I like that.
So what does it say? Any details about what happens to a person with this? Do they start foaming at the mouth?
Probably.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly what it does, but I thought MERS was the one that like eats your skin. Kind of like the bacteria ones in the locker rooms, you know.
Right.
Yeah. 27% of people that get it die. 27%, Jay. That's a huge number. 27 of those infected with the virus die. 27%. That's crazy, dude. But yeah, this case was reported Saturday. Tests showed that this Illinois guy had had 2 short business meetings with the infected Indiana man. That's it. Middle East respiratory syndrome virus. Wow. Yeah. But he didn't get sick. So at least he had a strong immune system. But yeah, time to just round them all up and ship them. Bye-bye. There they go.
Like we said the other day, it's always something scary out there. Like the bird flu was a big deal. Now it's this, eh?
What was it?
Flesh eaters was a big deal.
the flesh eaters.
Yeah.
Was that? Well, what was H1N1? Was that like the bird? I know some of those have.
Yeah, I think that
the
was
same thing. But
yeah, synonymous with the bird flu.
yeah, there was another one too. Whatever. But all of them are nasty. I was trying to think of the one that always hits the locker rooms with the kids. It's got a catchy name like MERS too. That Grant Hill had.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, Grant Hill was out for a long time. It was nasty, dude. The one he got. Look it up later. It's intriguing.
It's sort of science related, so I doubt I will.
Yeah, that's true.
I could tell you I will. But
yeah, you'd be lying. That's crazy to me, dude. There's so many things that can be fascinating with science. I just don't get. I'm going to turn you on science. I'm going to get you back into the science game.
Okay.
Now these hackers are really pissing me off, dude. I just don't understand. And I've talked to Timko a million times about this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I just don't get it. What is the? It's like a little kid who just wants to break shit.
Right.
That's what these assholes are. They're just
you get
pricks.
a crazy virus on your computer, and all of a sudden your life just comes to a halting, screeching halt. Like,
and
what the?
Yeah, exactly. And some of these, like these big ones, these global ones, it's really hard because you can't. Like, they know if they're out of the country, they're basically untouchable. And on a weird level, I at least understand these ones because they're going after money.
Yeah.
They're thieves.
Yeah.
The ones I don't get are the ones that just zap your computer and you know what, some little 12-year-old in his basement just fucking stuff up. Like that, I don't understand. And but yeah, federal prosecutors announced, this was just the other day, charges against alleged computer hackers linked to an international group called Black Shades that trafficked in malicious software, enabling attackers to gain secret control of more than 500,000 computers worldwide. 5 individuals are accused here. This affidavit the FBI's released alleges that Black Shades has been in operation since 2010 and distributed malicious software to thousands of cyber criminals throughout the world. This group is called, the Black Shades uses is Remote Access Tool, is what it's called, RAT. So this RAT, they can do it from wherever they are in the world, can install it on your computer, and then they can tell literally every keystroke you have, passwords to everything. They can turn on your camera on your computer and spy on you and your family.
Yeah, that's crazy. I read a story like that the other day where there was, and this, I'm sure it wasn't the first time this happened, but somebody was yelling at a baby through a baby monitor and waking the baby up. The parents they heard this noise, dude, and I hear this guy's voice.
That's hilarious.
Guys are watching the camera, watching the baby sleep, like yelling at the baby, "Wake up, baby!"
That's hilarious. I want to do that. Now that seems fun. That's kind of like prank calling almost.
Yeah, but it's either seriously creepy, some seriously creepy dude, or just a guy having fun. I hope it's the latter.
I do too.
Because that would be really fun. Just watching, hey baby.
God, that would scare the shit out of that. You would think that would scar a baby.
Scar a parent.
Or a child, like a 3-year-old.
Oh, yeah.
You know, sleeping in their room. That's really funny.
Afraid of monsters under the bed, you know.
Oh, yeah, that's for real.
Some dude yelling at you.
I bet I would hope, like you, that it's more along the lines of like when we go and have some beers at Cedar Village and call the live, the public access.
They didn't have any delay on those shows.
No,
you could just call them up.
Hey, what's going on? I want to talk about it. Fuck you, fuck you. Oh yeah, all the play. Dude, that was more entertaining than anything to torment those guys. Why they would continue to take live calls, I'll never know.
And they just act like you were nothing. Okay, going on to the next one.
Grow up out there. And you'd be sitting there watching on TV. All the incentive to do it was watching it. It was hilarious.
Completely live. No delay at all. Beautiful.
Oh, you gotta love that stuff. But yeah, these pricks, dude. And it's funny because when I worked at Greater Media, Crazy Carl, you know, he was our IT guy. We called him Crazy Carl, Mark and I, because he would have stuff like tape over his camera hole on his computer. We'd be like, Crazy Carl, what is that about? Well, they can watch you through that. People can crack that and watch you. And it's like, oh, Carl, get over yourself, Crazy Carl. Who's interested in watching you all day? You know, like that's bullshit. That's just trumped up stuff to scare people. That doesn't really happen. And all these years later, all those things that he warned about, you're starting to see are absolutely real. Like, dude, that's really scary that some guy from another part of the world can crack into my computers at my home and turn on my computer and watch me.
Yeah, that's seriously creepy. Do you think anyone's watching us right now?
I hope so.
Oh my God, I hope so.
But when we shut that off, I hope they're not. Right. But dude, I swear to God, I'm so paranoid now. I try to not be paranoid, but I don't like coming down here unless we're doing a show. Like, I don't literally like coming past this opening here into this little room because I just feel like, did I get everything? Did I turn it all off?
Mm-hmm.
We've had multiple incidents where cameras have been left on, microphones have been left on. We thought they were off, and people can be listening. And zapped Drew and Mark with that day when they were down here. We were doing a Drew cast, and they were talking about the new gig.
Oh shit!
Totally talking about the new gig, and there were thousands of people watching as they thought it was off. It was rolling, and it made the papers, it made the trade magazines. They had a meeting, immediately called into, management called them, and
how did this get out? They're like, I don't know.
Yeah, they had the video of it, and we're like, explain, It was really ugly. It's easy to do, but the thought of other people doing it is really scary.
Yeah, that couldn't have happened to me and you recently, right?
Nah, never. Not like yesterday, but at least I knew. I was aware of it, so I could make sure that we toned down my use of the N-word. I made sure. It was tough, dude. It was really tough to be on my best behavior, not be an overt racist guy. It was really hard, but I pulled it off, I think. And
you had to stay in character.
Yeah, I had to stay in character for the air, for the good of the show. Blah blah. Oh, yeah, it's brutal. So yeah, these pricks are out here. And the scary thing is, for $40, these guys can buy these software programs with the intent of just fucking up your world. That's the only thing about it. So it's good to see they're going after them. But and then there's this one. Like I said, it's every day, dude. Inside China spy unit. These guys, they've got 5 guys, pictures on the FBI most wanted list. That these guys are PLA's Unit 61398, professional hackers with screen names Ugly Gorilla, Win, XY Happy, and Candy Goo. And up until as recently as last month, a federal indictment released the other day says they were still working from a building in Shanghai to siphon trade secrets, nuclear design information, and confidential emails from U.S. Steel, Westinghouse Electric, Alcoa, Allegheny Technologies, Solar World, and the United Steelworkers Union. 31-count indictment, dude. And of course, the Chinese government is like, no, this is preposterous. This is bullshit. I don't think so.
The kings of reverse engineering, the Chinese.
Yeah. And it's just scary, man. And I'm sure we're doing the same thing on some level to them.
Oh yeah, it's I'm sure a war that's going on behind the scenes, and I'm sure that we have teams and teams of government computer experts who are fighting it every day.
Yeah.
There's probably guys cracking codes every day and having to fill in the blanks and put up new walls. And
well, Timco deals with it all the time. Yeah. He's constantly talking about the cat and mouse game you play with these people. But I want this guy brought to justice. Wang Dong needs to be stopped. We cannot have some maniac, Wang Dong, just spraying off all the time and raising hell, making a mess. Guy. Yeah, come of some young guy, exactly, who trained Wang Dong. But we just don't need this. Wang Dong is making a mess everywhere.
Mess.
He is, and so yeah, I don't know what'll happen. Again, it gets into that tricky area when you're talking about borders, where the Chinese don't want to admit it's even going on. They're acting like we're crazy Americans.
It's completely government sanctioned for sure.
Of course. And do you really think that they're going to round these guys up for us and ship them here? No fucking way. Yeah, you're right. But it's not going to stop anytime soon. It's funny, Jay. From the day you started here, I think that very first day we did an episode, when we were wrapping up after the show, we were talking, and you were like, "Oh, we should talk about this sinkhole bullshit." You were really on it, and we haven't talked about it until right this minute. But
yeah, I was struck again today by a story about a sinkhole. Where the hell are these things coming from? Everybody might remember the National Corvette Museum. I think in February of this year.
Yeah.
And people have probably seen the video of this. It's pretty ridiculous. You've got this museum of Corvettes on the main show floor.
Is that a YouTube thing I can find?
Yeah.
Search it.
There's surveillance video. It happened late at night. A sinkhole just happens to open under the showroom. And swallows up several of these just beautiful vintage vets. And it's just crazy to see. Can you imagine being the guy, like the caretaker, who comes in the next morning, flips the lights on,
Oh,
goes, what the fuck?
dude, no.
So that of course caught my eye. Just by chance that the sinkhole would open up right underneath this showroom is just ridiculous. And then today there's one that opened up under the Austin, PA football field and took out part of the end zone, part of the end line of a football field. I mean, these things can happen anywhere. And then it reminded me,
dude, that's like Batman when the field collapsing.
Yeah.
They blew it up. Oh my God,
look
dude.
at that, dude. It's
I haven't seen this. I swear to God, you talked to me, and I wanted to watch it on the air.
look at how the dome is over it. It's like it perfectly happened right underneath this dome area in this showroom.
Dude, that's crazy. Of course it happens at a vet dealership.
Oh, it's not a dealership. It is a vet museum.
Dude, of all places, it can't be at the Yugo plant.
Or it can't be, I don't know, 100 feet outside the museum.
Oh, yeah, right, in the parking lot.
It's like the freaking showroom.
You got these dream cars,
Yeah.
classic sports cars. Look at that. They're literally hoisting these things out of a hole.
I think it was like a 40 by 30 foot hole, something like that.
I wonder how that happens when it actually goes. Does it just the bottom fall out, or is it slow and gradual?
It shows on the security footage.
Oh, yeah.
It shows it just drop, and these things just boom down in the hole. And apparently, it happens a lot where there's limestone, and water underneath limestone, I guess, affects it in some way. Where once the water dries up or leaves this area underneath, it leaves a pocket, and the limestone can't handle it and just drops.
Wow.
So you've got that example. You've got the Austin, PA example today. And then I was also reminded of the guy sitting in his bedroom in Florida.
Yeah.
Remember that one?
Bed.
Yes. And his brother hears him yelling to him. He goes running to his brother. And his whole bedroom is under the house now.
That's got to feel like you're going to hell at that point when it happens. Like, oh my God, it must feel like the world's coming to an end, and Beelzebub is calling. He's coming for you. Literally, he's single-handedly coming for you. That look at that. Jesus.
Yeah.
If they're just going to get rid of that, I'll take it.
Yeah.
If they're just going to throw it in the garbage, I'll take it. Seriously, I don't care if it's got a little ding on the door like that. I'd still try it.
Bondo.
Yeah, I could duct tape that thing.
Stand that thing up. Look at that one.
Oh, you can have that one, Jay. I'll take the blue one. You can have the red one.
It's just incredible. It's incredible placement of this thing, you know. And
so that thing is totaled.
Yeah.
Wow. So what is going on, dude? Like you mentioned in the open, this is like nut allergies. This wasn't around 30 years ago. Sinkholes.
Autism, nut allergies. You know, I don't know what's going on.
But is it something that I always ask this? But is it something that was always going on, but we just didn't hear about it because of social media the way it is nowadays?
Very likely.
You think so?
Yeah.
But I would think if that's the case, then when we did hear about it, we would absolutely have a record of it, and it'd be a major story because it'd be so rare and odd.
Look at that one, man. Corvette's just crushed.
Yeah, that's that maroon
vintage.
Yeah.
Cars. They had something like, you know, the first Stingray to roll off the line or something, you know, just some crazy one of a kind one.
Yeah, inexpensive.
Dumped.
Yeah. Is this the one? I'm trying to think. I got a few of them here, Jay. The one today you mentioned.
The one today was Austin, PA, the football stadium.
Yeah, and so what happened? The end zone just
part of the end zone and end line, kind of a corner of the field, just dropped 40 feet.
Dude.
That's in Tennessee.
And no one was hurt there. No one was on the field, luckily. And so we've had about 4 of these sinkholes reported in Detroit.
Well, that's the thing too. So I'm pulling this story about the Austin, PA thing, and lo and behold, there's a headline. One in Detroit happened today.
Oh my God!
A bunch are just happening around Detroit.
A large sinkhole near a utility hole on Detroit's east side has caused city crews to close the intersection as the cause is investigated. This caved in an area about 7 feet wide by 6 feet deep. That is big enough to like freak you out. 7 by 6 foot? That's...
You know, I gotta warn you, Mike, you've got one developing on your driveway.
Dude, I saw that.
I walked out.
Yeah.
I saw this little depression.
Yep.
And there seems to be a space under there.
Dude, I absolutely know what you're talking about. It's brand new. It just popped up like a sinkhole the other day.
start parking on the other side. We'll let Eric park there.
Yeah, there you go. Hopefully he's in his car when it goes. It was this one here.
Hey, you guys! Oh my god!
Just leave him in there. We'll get him tomorrow, kind of like he did with the guy he found.
Wait 12 hours, then spring into action.
Mm-hmm. See what it's like to see someone in need and then help, and then figure you can get to him when you get to him. 13 hours later,
Eric.
See how that's how it feels, Eric. So this one was caused by it's Palmer Avenue and Grandy Street, a few blocks south of 94, caused by a failed sewage pipe underground. It's expected to be repaired in 2 to 3 days. About the fourth sinkhole reported this year affecting traffic in Detroit.
See, that's understandable, though. You have a pipe go, and it creates an issue there. But it's just these chance ones.
Hey, buddy.
Where the limestone just falls out. That's what's crazy.
Yeah.
Just by chance, underneath the Corvette Museum.
Well, what I want to know is what was under there before. When they built the road there, they didn't put it up on air. There was something there at some point, right? They had to establish a base.
It's just total chance. It's crazy.
But when it goes and it drops 40 feet, what was there before? It wasn't. They wouldn't have built the road over a hole.
You wouldn't think.
Yeah. So where does it go?
See, that's getting into science.
Not your area of expertise.
I just report on sinkholes. The idea of them. I don't really get into that.
You have no interest whatsoever in that?
What up, Eric?
Hey, buddy. Welcome. You Clark over there?
Dude, that road over there, like Franklin and the corner of 13 and Franklin with the light there?
Yeah.
Dude, do people not understand how to make a left turn like on a...
No, they don't. It's really rare.
So,
right there, people don't understand. The only people that are ever on that road just don't understand.
It's
so what that is. It's odd.
Are you being serious or are you messing? Because it's so annoying.
I don't know. Wait, you talking about getting onto Franklin Road from like 13?
I was coming 13 and making a left.
Yeah.
Left onto Franklin, and it's just like the guy in front of me had to make a left too, and there was a green light, and I'm like, "Let's go, dude, let's go!" And he he was trying to wait for it. I guess 100% had to be clear for this guy, or something.
Was there another car going left, turning left there?
There's a car in front of me. Just a car in front of me.
Okay. Well, coming the other way, it is hard to see there.
I know.
And I always worry anytime I turn left there, I worry that I'm going to pull left, bang, getting nailed by someone. So
I ended up blowing by him on the left and make a pretty aggressive turn onto Franklin Road here.
So Eric's purpose in telling us this is to give some sort of kind of
brag about
idea of why he's late, right?
No, I
give some explanation. Then he finishes it with, and then I blew by the guy.
He wanted to show
us
a little bit. It's tough guy.
We know you hurried over, Eric. Thanks for doing that.
What can you do?
We're only 20 minutes late.
That's right.
What can I do?
You can't win. You can't. No, we're glad you're here. Welcome to the show. The sinkholes. Speaking of holes, we should probably move on to one that I actually thought had successfully disappeared from the world, and I'm talking about the hole that known as Pam Anderson.
Right. The last we heard from her, she got her breast reduced, right?
Yeah, as Drew always called the most selfish surgery known to the man, and he always thought that doctors performing that surgery should be brought up on charges. That there is no more selfish surgery. I mean, really, when you're reducing your breast size, you're affecting all of us. You really are.
That's a great point.
Yeah. So she had that done, but it was she had them built in the first place,
right.
And then she was taking them back. So, no harm, no foul, I guess, in some respects. But, she's been literally gone for years, dude. She was someone who drove me nuts. I never found her that attractive, to be honest with you. I had a run-in with her, and it didn't go well. And it pisses me off because it was at the Playboy Mansion of all things, and my girlfriend at the time was like, "Oh, get a picture with Pam," and I was like, "I don't even like Pam. I don't find Pam that attractive, whatever." And there's a million people there and celebrities and not that many cameras, believe it or not. And so I was like, "Oh, whatever." And so she was standing there, and I said, "Hey, Pam, you got time for a quick photo?" And she looks at me, she goes, "Yeah, no, not now." and walked away. And I was so pissed because I didn't even want the photo.
So you didn't want her to think
And
that
I didn't
you
want her to think that I actually wanted a photo with her. So it's really bothered me from then on. I was like, God damn it, I don't want her thinking that I wanted a picture with her. 'Cause I didn't. I was doing it literally as a favor to someone else. I didn't want the picture. I didn't mean it.
That's still something I just that idea like a kind of Larry David-ish. Like
It is
he doesn't want them to even think that you wanted the picture. Like you're pissed more that she thought you wanted one and you didn't get one.
And I can understand if you're out in the public streets, and I understand when celebrities go, dude, if I take one with you, everybody's going to see it, they're going to come running, and then I'm stuck here for 3 hours taking pictures with every asshole in this neighborhood. That's a different story, though. At something like that, a private party.
That was kind of a star fucker looking kind of move, though.
Yeah.
Old.
Well, I didn't.
Yeah, you did.
No.
Yeah.
See, this is what I was afraid of. Given the appearance that I actually wanted the picture. I was
I
not.
hear your explanation, but
You don't buy it. That's bullshit.
No, I do buy it. Yeah, I buy it.
It doesn't sound like that.
I don't want to be known as a star fucker ever. I'm not that
I know,
guy.
I know you're not.
Oh, it just kills me,
I just,
dude.
I don't blame her for seeing you as one, though. I mean, shit.
Dude,
Right?
it's a party. It's a
Looks like a
celebration.
total amateur, Mike.
I know. I know that that's the perception it gives, and it bothers me to this day, all these years later. It bothers me because I didn't want the picture.
You shouldn't have done it.
I know. You're right. I shouldn't have, and I did. I let myself get in that situation. I could have easily said, fuck, no. There's a million people. You can take pictures of everyone else. I don't want a picture with Pam. Forget it. But no, I put myself in that position. So I got what I deserved, I guess. And Pam, to this day, probably thinks I wanted a picture with her.
I'm sure.
Sucks.
What, Amy wanted a picture of you with her?
Yeah, it was just one of those things. There was a million celebrities around, so people are taking pictures with everybody. It was just kind of innocent, and one of those. I got a picture with David Spade, and of all people, nobody turned anybody down at all. She purposely, maybe she knew, she could feel it, that I didn't have any interest in the picture for real, and she wasn't going to give it then.
She saw you walking around taking pictures with everybody else. Said, I'm avoiding this star fucker. I'm just
That's
saying,
funny.
Mike, the way it looked.
Yeah, well, it bothers me. Anyway, she's back in the media for coming out, and of course, she can't come back for just like, hey, I've been away for a while, and I missed everybody. Here I am. I've got a new photo op I'm doing, and a new swimwear or whatever. No, she's got to come out and reveal that she was a victim repeatedly of sexual abuse as a child, which is a horrible thing. There's a lot of people that have been, but really, why?
Well, isn't this in the context of a speech at an animal thing or something? Isn't she a big PETA person?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Huge. Yeah.
So I think it was in the context of, this is, I turned to animals for comfort during this tough upbringing.
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not kidding you.
Okay, she was in Cannes in France for the film festival, I'm assuming. The Pam Anderson Foundation she was launching, dedicated to boosting human rights, helping animals and the environment. At a yacht reception to inaugurate the charity, the 46-year-old actress went into detail about sexual assaults she says that she endured from a young age while growing up in British Columbia, Canada. I did not have an easy childhood. I was molested from age 6 to 10 by my female babysitter. Whoa. Sorry, that's terrible. Terrible. Female on female with a babysitter? That's.
Dude, she's 6.
I know, yeah, you're right.
Weird.
That is weird. Why would.
I have no idea.
I don't know. I was going to go somewhere else, but yeah, that is kind of weird. But a 6-year-old. Ugh. Why would a female babysitter?
Because she's fucked up herself. Somebody else did it to her,
Well, I just wonder what she tried to do. What would you do to a 6-year-old? You know what I mean? Like, seriously, I don't even know what you would do to a 6-year-old girl as a woman.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know. I guess you just never hear about women behaving like that. It's always men. I went to a friend's boyfriend's house, and when she was busy, the boyfriend's older brother decided he would teach me backgammon, which led to a back massage, which led to a rape. My first hetero experience. He was 25, I was 12.
Jesus.
Wow. The assaults didn't end there. My first boyfriend in grade 9 decided it would be funny to gang rape me with 6 of his friends.
I mean, I didn't mean it like that, but I didn't mean it like that.
He thought it would be funny does not mean cue for you to laugh.
No, I didn't mean it like that. Well, now it's going to come off like that. I just meant the idea that No, the
Thanks,
idea.
Eric.
Never mind.
Thank you.
Okay.
I apologize, people, on behalf of Eric. On behalf of Jay and I want to apologize to anybody listening right now for Eric's behavior. I'm gonna put you in a little hole.
Oh my!
See what you think.
I didn't mean it like that.
He's been muted.
He's been muted before, and deservedly so.
I didn't. Well, never mind.
Well, needless to say, I had a hard time trusting humans, and I just wanted off this earth. My parents tried to keep me safe, but to me, the world was not a safe place. My dad, an alcoholic. My mom had 2 jobs. My mom was always crying. Dad always didn't come home, leaving us in tremendous pain and worry. She credits animals and nature for giving her hope to live. My affinity with animals saved me. They came to me naturally. The trees spoke to me. I wasn't sure why I was alive. A burning question, a quest. My loyalty remains with the animal kingdom. I vowed to protect them and only them. I guess, well,
Sounds
she's
like a
got
cartoon plot or something.
It does. It does. I
It's like
prayed.
a fairy, a woodland fairy.
Yeah,
Just to
yeah.
protect the woods and the animal. That's so weird.
Yeah, I prayed to whales with my feet in the ocean.
Come on.
I swear to God, dude. My only real friends until I had children. Then I realized humanity was suffering and our children were born perfect. The Pam Anderson Foundation's mission is to provide funding for groups and individuals. Well, I guess I'm not as upset about this now. It's weird.
Mm-hmm.
It's a weird, the whole story is, but I guess.
Cause. What did she have kids with Tommy Lee?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. 2 boys.
So there's a bunch of kids walking around with big dongs.
Yeah, absolutely.
2 boys.
Yep. Two boys. Yeah, I can't. What is it? Dylan and.
You know their name.
I did, dude.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I didn't want a picture with her. But I
No,
know
well, Tommy. I'm a huge fan of Tommy. I mean, drummers go as far as rock drummers. He's the man. I want a picture with Tommy. I have a picture with Tommy, but Pam, forget it. Forget it. Dude, I still want to know about this babysitter. What is up with that?
You don't want to know about that.
I do, though. I'm interested in stuff like that. I'm intrigued by how people's mind is so. I hooked up with a babysitter when I was that age.
We know.
I know. Not a guy, though.
Wait, how old were you?
Probably 11, 12, 10, something like that. She was cute, blonde, and she would chase me and Don around the house trying to make out with us. And I worked a deal out with her that we would, if we got under the covers and I was allowed to grab her titties. Under the bra, too. Yeah, I'm pretty proud of myself for working that deal with a much older girl. She was 16 at least.
Dude.
Yeah. Isn't that cool?
Remember her name?
I do. Not her last name.
Hmm.
Well, Holly.
Probably find
it was Holly, but I don't know.
God, I wonder what a train wreck she is now,
Yeah, I don't know, dude. I don't know. I'll tell you stuff about her off the air. We're out of this room, so I know we're definitely
yeah, off mics.
Yeah.
Dude, another interesting, though, kind of rape story.
Oh, goody.
Rape stories can be interesting. This one is, dude. a man was arrested in Tennessee. He entered a bar, the Borough Bar and Grill.
Can I guess really quick?
Yeah.
Tennessee and rape.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming it's not going to be he raped a person.
No.
I'm thinking usually when Tennessee and rape come out in the same sentence, it usually involves an animal.
Yeah,
of
it's
some
not what you
sort.
think, man. It's not what you think. He entered the bar and walked to the ATM. Oh, is he going to get some money out?
Oh,
He's going to get
nice.
some money out.
By someone?
He pulled down his pants and underwear, exposing his genitals. He then attempted to have sexual intercourse with the ATM.
No. He did not fuck an ATM.
He tried. What part of an ATM do you try to have sex with?
Well, see, when I
card slap?
When I hear ATM, I think ask him out, and which is a popular move. I wonder if this guy got confused somewhere in there and was thinking ATM, asked him out. He kept hearing it over and over. Was like, people are getting off on this ATM thing. I'm going to try it.
Yeah.
And he went and got all mixed up. It's something Eric would do.
Where do you even put it?
I was going to ask you that. Yeah.
I mean, there's a little door that opens. When your cash comes out, the door opens.
Yeah.
Try to open the door.
You mean for the cash to come out? Yeah, that's the only opening I can think of, and I hope is his penis like flat and almost
Credit card shape.
paper money-ish. He's got the world's thinnest, flattest, widest penis.
Perfect for a credit card slot.
Yeah, it's the only thing he can do. He's been dating ATM machines for months and years.
So apparently bystanders object to this conduct.
Get out of here.
Yeah, and
Wait a minute.
the story gets better. Well, I don't know if it's better. The story continues.
But wait a minute. You have to know that's on camera. Every idiot knows that's being filmed. Is he some sort of an exhibitionist of sorts? Maybe.
He doesn't care.
Trying to make sense of
He
an
doesn't care
ATM
what he nails, because this is what happens. The bar staff escorts him outside. Once outside, he again exposes himself and engaged in sexual intercourse with the wooden picnic table.
Stop it. Stop it. The same day?
Dude, a minute later.
So what? He didn't finish in the ATM? Is that more belief here? And so I would say it dried up and he moved to something else, but
Is it the umbrella hole? I mean, how
Well,
do
at
you
least there's-
unveil a picnic table?
yeah, especially if you've got a really flat penis.
Just start rubbing yourself all over
Dude.
the picnic table?
Why is there are so many objects and fruits and canned foods that you could go out that you could mimic the sort of feel. You go
The
bang
American Pie movie.
a jar of peanut butter or jelly. Like, there's no lubrication in anything involved with what he's talking about here. A picnic table, you're not going to get...
I can't think of two worse things to try to bang.
No. Yeah.
I can't. A microphone?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
No,
shit.
you're right. As far as, like... Yeah, I can't think of a worse thing to
No.
bang either. A picnic table and an ATM machine.
This is the only good news of the story. He appeared intoxicated and smelled of alcohol. I would hope so. Well,
Mhm.
shit, man.
Dude, I've been intoxicated so many times in my life. I can promise you, I've never even glanced at a picnic table. I've never even, like, not only have I not followed through and done it, the thoughts never even crossed my mind, like, boy, that ATM's cute.
How shit
I never noticed it.
Eric.
Yeah.
Drunk.
Like Sunday night.
Oh, he's still in his
Oh,
time.
okay.
Can you behave over
It's gotta
there?
be
Yes.
bad, right?
Whatever.
Does
Sorry.
his mic sound quiet today?
Here. Now? Hello?
Are you down today, Eric?
No.
All right.
See how
I'm fine.
see how Jay and I talking to
No, you're right.
the front of it like
Yeah.
this? Why is yours flipped around? You need to flip it around, dude.
Flip it where?
Oh,
What do you-
Oh, like this? you
I've
mean?
been in radio 17 years.
Oh, like this?
Yay, there you go, buddy.
Like this?
Hey, we
Hey.
can hear you.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Was I talking to him like that the other day, too?
Yeah.
Every day, yeah.
Several days.
Why did you not mention it till now?
Thought your
Uh,
radio expertise would kick in at some point.
Yeah. Plus, it was better that we didn't hear you.
Okay,
Obviously,
well,
we
yeah.
have a whole lot to answer.
Like
That'll help you. It was bothering me. I couldn't hear you.
yeah.
That's much
No, I don't know how drunk.
It's got to be
Dude.
bad, right, Eric?
It'd have to be pretty. I've obviously had a few times, very drunk in my life. I've never woke up humping something odd, or I
What's
guess
the worst thing you've ever humped?
nothing. I don't think other than a fat girl. I mean, I don't think I've ever woke.
You've never banged anything besides a fat chick? Like,
No, I've never.
I mean, outside of your hand. Like,
No, I've never. Like I know you're joke like the American Pie movie.
Food?
I've never done anything like that.
really?
No,
Wow, I'm surprised at that. I haven't either, but I thought you would have.
no. And you know me. Like I can't really lie. I think you can probably tell I'm not lying. I really haven't.
Oh, no, I believe you.
I haven't. I don't know why. I never. It always just seems stupid to me. I got the closest I guess I would come is that one I got a sex gift for Christmas last year from Secret Santa thing, and I guess I used that a few times.
What, like
I
a
guess.
fleshlight or something?
It was kind of. a version of it.
You banged it. How soon? How
It was
fast before when you got the gift till your dick was inside?
It was a few months actually. I felt bad. I felt really weird about it. I didn't even want to use it. I thought it was really creepy to me.
You didn't feel a connection with it. You didn't know if it wanted it. So
No, it just seemed odd to me because they kept asking me at work, like they'd be like, "Oh, did you use whatever it was called? It was like the pocket blowjob thing."
Pocket
or something.
pussy.
It wasn't a. It was just like a little thing this
Oh.
big, a rubber, and you were supposed. It was supposed to
don't
make.
make the hole that big like you're. Stop it.
Okay, well, whatever. But the point is, they kept saying like, "Oh," and I was like, "No," I felt embarrassed that I did, and then eventually one day I did, but it took me a few months to get over that.
So Jay, is this guy in any trouble? I mean-
Yes, he's been arrested.
For what?
Drunk in
I
public.
mean,
Yeah, if he wouldn't have been drunk, I think they would have just let him go. I don't know.
well, did he try, like, how do you know, dude? Maybe he's in a relationship with the ATM. He's cool with him banging the picnic table. You don't know. I mean, are they trying to say this was rape? Did the picnic table file charges? of rape or anything.
God, what an animal. And again, I harken back to this idea of how demented you are. How many things did you do before? What got you there?
Yeah.
You know, I'd love to see what got him there.
Yeah, I'd love to see him. I mean, I'm sure his photo. You want to see if you can find Eric a police photo of him
Yeah, where is
from
it?
being booked?
Yeah.
I'd love because I could totally see. I guess if you're with your buddies, drunk as shit, and wages start being thrown out there, and how much would it take to
Bang
get
the
you?
ATM.
Yeah, and that's the only thing where it's like, I can't believe he followed through, dude. Like I could see where,
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like that's the only thing though where you could go, okay, I get
it's
it.
totally nonsensical otherwise. I mean,
It is.
Just, yeah.
Remember the guy that banged his pool
No.
and he got his dick stuck in the because the
Oh, in the yeah, I've heard of that.
yeah, but where the thing that circulates it for an in-ground pool, they've
Mhm.
got the thing that circulates water, but it's and the vacuum, so you can plug a vacuum into it and it'll automatically vacuum your pool, but it's got a suction on it.
God.
He stuck his dick in there trying to fuck it because of the suction, and he couldn't pull out. And then he's got trauma to the area, which immediately starts to swell. And it's getting worse and worse. And then, you know, kind of like Something About Mary, the firemen get there, and he's got his dick zipped up in his fly, and they can't do anything but laugh.
Is it the Frank or is it the Bean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's a little of both.
Unbelievable scene. I love that.
Yeah, it's awesome. Dude, that killed me. That scene was so funny. I love that movie.
Couldn't believe they showed it, you know?
Yeah.
All right, yeah, he's got it stuck, and then boom, they showed
Yeah.
him a nut sitting there through the zipper.
There's a headshot. There's not a full body.
Oh, yeah, he looks like the type of guy.
There was no wager with friends. That guy just wanted to bang a tree or a picnic table or an ATM. That guy's just an idiot. A creep.
That guy has no friends.
No, he doesn't. Where are we going? Okay, ATM and the picnic table. How about we get into, speaking of dipshits, and can you, is that one of those stories, Jay, we can follow up on and see what happens? I'd love to see what the courts do. And
Yeah, what he
is
gets.
that like a public,
Public indecency.
is that what they'll charge him with?
Yeah, I would suppose.
Yeah. Well, we'll see if they
Yeah,
look
if
at
there's
it.
security, if there's security footage of that, that'd be
There has to be.
hilarious. Yeah,
Right?
some dude humping away at an ATM.
I bet we see it. I bet we do. I mean, they'll just give us the pixelated thing as he walks up. Dude, I want to see it. Have you heard about this police chief down in, or actually up in New Hampshire,
Yes, what an asshole.
Wolfboro?
Mm-hmm.
He does look like an asshole. Police commissioner. That's the part of this story that is disturbing. He's just 82 years old, white guy, racist, and he's an idiot about it. There's something commendable about the fact that he's unapologetic about it. You know, there is something weirdly commendable, like, hey, he believes that way, at least he's honest about that, that I can go, whatever. Not everyone's going to have popular views and opinions. That's okay, but he's kind of a dipshit.
He was recently elected, right?
Sure.
Police. I think he was only in the spot for like 2 months.
Why would you elect an 82-year-old?
Honest to God.
Seriously, that seems
Police
weird.
commissioner. Yeah.
Robert Copeland is his name. He issued a resignation letter as head of the Wolfboro Police Commission to town manager David Owen. So he's in a restaurant, and a local resident there overhears him talking about President Obama being an N, calls him an N-word and blah blah blah. And so this chick files a complaint, and hold on. Hey Eric,
Yo.
will you go up on top of my fridge? There's a construction paper, blue construction paper thing. Will you just grab it for me? A local resident complained to Owen after hearing Copeland use the slur to describe Obama while sitting in a local restaurant. Well, this guy, of course, adds to the controversy, refusing to apologize. I believe I did use the N-word in reference to the current occupant of the White House, Copeland wrote to fellow commissioners. For this, I do not apologize. He meets and exceeds my criteria for such.
What an ass.
Dude, that was the funniest comment I've ever heard.
Fucking asshole.
Dude, that is funny as shit.
Here's the problem. All black people are going to start thinking that any white guy over the age of 80 is a complete racist.
Well,
Got Donald Sterling.
Problem.
That's not true.
Oh, I think it is.
Come on.
No, you're not gonna win this one, Jake.
Every white guy over the age of 80.
Or 60.
Come on.
No, that's an interesting question. What?
It probably regionally, you can probably look and find a large percentage, but you've got a guy out in California and Donald Sterling. You've got a guy in New Hampshire now, both over 80, who appear to share the same views.
Those views is for this I do not apologize. He meets and exceeds my criteria for such. So he's got
Colonel.
Apparently.
He's in New Hampshire, dude.
I don't care. He's old.
You're like he's fucking Pronghorn Leghorn.
I just make it based on his appearance and the words. But I love Foghorn Leghorn. I do say.
I do declare.
I believe I did use the N-word in reference to the current occupant of the White House. For this I do not apologize. I say, boy, he meets and exceeds my criteria for such. So this guy has not just the N-word, but he's got like a criteria and for such word, and it better meet or exceed. I said exceed that criteria for such word. And the current sitting president at said house, I said he does meet, and not only meet, but exceed such criteria. You don't go thumping a man on his bean. Foghorn Leghorn, by the way, just for full disclosure, might be my favorite cartoon character of all time. I love Foghorn Leghorn. Seriously, dude. Some of those fights he got in with a dog, epic. The chicken hawk.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's what I think of when I think of him.
Yeah.
Chicken hawk guy.
Yeah.
Or I think of Eric. when his hair is up, kind of looks
like mine right now. I got mine.
You got the little rooster going.
Yeah. Yeah, that one with the chicken hawk tries to smack him on the head and drag him away. That's what he came to. It was like, I said,
I do declare.
You don't go thumping a man on his bean. So anyway, for this, I say I do not apologize. He meets and exceeds my criteria for such. Local officials were quick to condemn Copeland. Owen issued a statement last week saying he and the town's board found Copeland's behavior reprehensible and totally inconsistent with the town's opinion or open and welcoming character. Mr. Copeland's views are in no way representative of the board of the town of Wolfboro or the men and women of this department, of the police department. It's a quaint tourist town of 6,300 people on the shores of Lake Winnipesaukee. Yeah, which I'm very familiar with. My grandparents had a lake house on Lake Winnipesaukee. We used to go there in the summer. I swear to God. Yeah, that's where they filmed on Golden Pond.
Wow.
It was filmed there. My cousins and we'd all meet there in the summer. Probably before I would have met you.
The total rich kid or something?
Oh yeah.
Total blue.
Yeah. Yeah. Still. Yeah. Very, very much. I say I am. No. It was like, it was a. I don't know. It was just their house.
That's kind of a rich kid thing to do, man.
Go to
a lake in New Hampshire.
Yeah, but it was like it was like it was like it wasn't a trailer and it was a house, but it wasn't like some. Well, I say we've arrived. You know, get the butlers. It wasn't like that at all. It was just kind of a place to lay down and crash at the end of the day. But I was young when we go there. But they had a speedboat and go water skiing and fishing. Yeah, it was cool. So I did not know. I say I did not know that this kind of gentleman was around Lake Winnipesaukee. I will not return. You know, we've spent a lot of time talking about lethal injection. I don't know where you stand on that, Jay.
Our buddy Oklahoma.
Yeah. Have you heard this new guy who they're just dying to zap? They want to kill this son of a bitch so bad. This one is in Missouri. And the clock is ticking down.
They're gonna zap him. You got electric chair?
Well, no. They just want to delete him. Yeah, they are really itching to delete this guy. And the attorney, the prosecutor that went after this guy calls him the most evil man I ever prosecuted. Yeah, just total sociopath.
Yeah.
Well, I was pissed because whenever they do that, like if they have a USA Today story, they just kind of oh, he killed a girlfriend, blah, blah, blah. It's like, well, that doesn't really tell me much. So I looked up what he did. I want to know, like, what the hell this guy did. But anyway, let's see. He was convicted of murder, pleads. He's trying to plead not to die in agony from the drug that is designed to kill him. I'm sick about it working on me, or about it not working on me, Russell Bucklew said. His execution is set for 12:01. It's like they can execute him starting at midnight. They're like, 12:01, done. 12:01, I think now, like today. So it's going to happen soon. This guy is saying, I'm afraid that it's going to turn me into a vegetable, that I'd be brain dead. You saw what happened down in Oklahoma. Dude, that's the least of your worries. If you're going to be a vegetable.
The Oklahoma thing worked. The guy died.
Yes.
It took 43 minutes and a heart attack, but he died.
Of course. And that was all that mattered. At the end, they killed him, which is going to happen to you. And the guy who prosecuted him says Bucklew is a pure sociopath. He said concerns about the drug to be used in the execution are grasping at straws. It's a very deadly poison, and when they give it to him, he'll die.
So it's not the 3-drug cocktail. It's just a single.
No, and they're starting to give concessions, it sounds like. I guess the problem with that one was there's a dye that they put in that concoction so that they can see it better when they're injecting it, so they can tell if it's on track. Well, that, I guess, was throwing things off. That's where the problem came. So Missouri's like, okay, we'll take the dye out. Good enough. Can we kill him now, please? Please. So it sounds like they're gonna try and go through with it. Bucklew's execution could be as excruciating as an ordeal as the botched lethal injection April 29th that we were talking about. His lawyer, Cheryl Pilate, also argued Missouri is making changes to procedures that come under criticism as states use untested execution methods because of a scarcity of drugs needed for lethal injections. Her request for a delay was denied by a federal judge, clearing one of the final hurdles before lethal injection is carried out. Officials said they would stop using that dye that I mentioned to verify that intravenous fluids were flowing properly. Yeah. Bucklew was convicted. This is all they say. He was convicted in the '96 murder of a man living with his ex-girlfriend and the kidnap and rape of a girl.
Further research shows
basically what this guy did. Super jealous dude. A lot of trailers involved.
Yeah.
One of those. His girlfriend and he are talking, and she doesn't want to deal with him anymore. She's like, I'm breaking up with you on Valentine's Day. Nice timing, girl. Stephanie Ray was her name. She tells him, I don't want to live with you anymore. They lived together for until Ray decided to break it up. This is back in '96, by the way. Bucklew left their mobile home and went to live with his parents. March 6th, he returned to the trailer and found this guy, Michael Sanders. So obviously she's got a new boyfriend, and so he figures that out, genius, and threatens to kill. Puts a knife to this guy's neck, threatens to kill him if he's ever seen around her again. and then he leaves. Later that evening, he returns to the trailer, finds Stephanie Ray alone, threatens her with a knife, cuts her jaw, punched her in the face, and then left. Bucklew called Ray at work the following day, threatened her again, promised to kill her, Sanders, and her children if he saw her with Sanders again. So then the girl moves in with Sanders, like, okay, he knows where my trailer is. I'm getting the fuck out of here, and I'm going to live with Michael Sanders. Well, he stalks her, goes to her work, follows her through some errands, finds out where new guy's trailer is, and then goes there with, he goes in, let's see, on the afternoon of March 21st, he followed her around, all that stuff, and then he stole his nephew's car, 2 of his brother's pistols, 2 sets of his brother's handcuffs, and a roll of duct tape.
She should have just moved her trailer.
Is that around the block? Parking around the block?
Of having a trailer.
Yeah, the mobile home. Yeah. Mobile. That's a great point. Dude, move it. So your home has mobile in it.
Yeah.
It means moving.
It has wheels on it.
Yeah. Use it. Get the fuck out of there. So, nice family affair going on here. You know, he's got the
sounds good.
Nephew he's stealing the car from. Brother he's stealing a couple pistols from, some handcuffs. Gets his own duct tape. And then he goes over to, and he left a note for his family asking him not to report his theft of the car and the guns and all that stuff. So he goes over, follows this chick, finds out where this dude's trailer is, goes over there, knocks on the door. One of her children opened the door. Sanders saw Buckley through the window, escorted the children back to the bedroom and grabs a shotgun. He enters the trailer with a pistol in each hand. She comes into the hallway carrying the shotgun, and Buckley yells, "Get down!" and began shooting at Sanders. Okay, Michael Sanders, the guy who she was hooking up with, the second guy, shoots him twice in the chest, and he's laying there. He's about to put another bullet in his head when he sees one of the kids come around the corner, and a 6-year-old kid standing there. So does that stop him? No, he points the gun at the kid, fires at the kid, misses, and then handcuffs the girl, leaves this guy to die in his own blood with these kids there, kidnaps her. When at the time he says, "Get on your knees," she doesn't do it the way he wants, so he smashes her in the face with a pistol, handcuffs her, takes her in the car, has her perform all kinds of sexual acts on him, but not the way he wanted, so then he just rapes her in the back. And then he leaves. By this point, the cops have been notified, and one cop spots him, and the chase is on. They end up catching this guy. Of course, he ends up in a shootout with cops, injures a cop, and they injure him, thankfully. But then he ends up going to court, and they found him guilty of murdering that guy, raping this girl, kidnapping, all this shit, and that's why he's getting executed.
So then he sits for 18 years.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. 96, yeah, you're right. Does that? I know that's horrible. That whole situation is horrible. Does that sound worthy of death, though?
I just,
in a weird way.
When you said that the prosecutor described him as the most evil man,
Yeah.
I really thought we were going to hear, And then he took pliers and he, pulled a tooth out, and then he pulled another tooth out.
Yeah.
And he, shoved them in her eyeball. I kind of expected a little more.
Yeah.
It sounds like a really bad night. No,
Jealous rage.
Jealous rage, almost.
Yeah.
No, it's worthy of the death penalty for sure.
I mean, any murder is probably at some level worthy of the death. An eye for an eye.
Certainly.
A lot of people
premeditated. You went over there, you got all that.
That's true.
Collected all that stuff. Went over there to do it.
Yeah, you're right.
So, but yeah, I did expect a little bit worse. But it counts.
I didn't know if I was okay. I didn't know if I was a monster for thinking like that. I'm glad you feel that way, because that comment by the lawyer jumped out at me too. Like, the most evil man he's ever met, sociopath, complete sociopath. I wonder if it would have done any good if he was totally remorseful about it in the court, throws himself on the mercy of the court. Oh, I don't know what came over me. I was a jealous man. I don't think they execute that guy then. He's probably a prick. Do you think that matters, or you would know more than I would?
I don't know. I don't know if that would have mattered. I mean, what he did, that was pretty heinous for sure.
Yeah.
Certainly premeditated, unquestionably.
Yeah.
So you can cry about it all you want after, but.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what they would have done, but I gotta think that they were. Yeah, that would have made a difference. I think so. I don't know. Real quick, and you gotta get out of here, Jay. We'll wrap things up. But I wanted to play you just because it's a story right now. Maybe we can dive more in depth into it later. But and this is probably everywhere today. But this lawsuit for Stairway to Heaven rights being stolen. Can you pull that up, Eric?
Just a song
here.
Yeah. Just a song.
Well, the comparison, like if you just do a simple Google search, you'll probably get the comparison video to pop up. The song is called Taurus by the band Spirit.
Okay.
Who did, if you ever listen to our show, Spirit was the band that did that Mr. Skin. I'm Mr. Skin.
Okay.
Mr. Skin. That song is by the band Spirit. Their song Taurus, they say, sounds a lot like Led Zeppelin's song Stairway to Heaven. And this guy says, this California attorney is asking that Zeppelin give his client credit, overdue songwriting credit on Stairway to Heaven, estimated to go to
Heaven.
$562 million.
Oh my God.
Yes.
The opening chords of Stairway to Heaven, is that what they're?
Yeah, like the initial. Now the funny thing is, this song was released in let's see, it's '69, I think. Spirit opened for Zeppelin for a small tour 2 years prior to that.
Huh.
So
It's just those opening notes.
you'll know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, they stole that.
Is this
One of the most recognizable.
like right here?
Yeah, try that. So this is Spirit's Taurus from 1968. And Zeppelin.
Yeah, it's pretty close.
They don't have a case here, Jay. They're going to throw this garbage out. So, see, this kind of shit is what clogs up the court system. You know what I mean? It's bullshit. I didn't hear any similarities there. Again, with Spirit.
Poor Spirit.
Yeah, it's interesting you say that, too.
They added the flautist. They don't have a flautist, do they?
They are together.
Yeah, and then for sure when you say they had this contact a couple of years earlier,
Yeah, exactly.
it's not
This
like they're on
guy-
separate sides of the world. And
So why now? Why sue all these years later? You know why?
why?
Because the guy in Spirit that wrote this was too broke to even hire a lawyer.
Oh my
He
God.
was so poor that he couldn't even hire a lawyer. And I'm thinking, hey, idiot, just can't you find a lawyer to do it pro bono or do it
Do
for
it on a
afterwards?
contingency.
Don't you think a lawyer would take one listen to that and go, oh yeah, I'm in.
Yes.
I'll take a third of whatever we get here.
A third of 582 million.
562 was it, or 582? 562.
Jeez.
Yeah, dude. I'm surprised you've never heard that. And maybe I'll try and dive into it because I got really into this topic one day years back. We never really dove into it at Riff, but I found song after song after song. Many of these legendary, you've probably never heard of them. Most people haven't. Old black. The birth of rock and roll jazz musicians in New Orleans and stuff. These guys got so fucking taken, man.
So ripped off.
Oh, dude.
Huh.
So taken, yeah.
And so more by Zeppelin.
Tons, but Zeppelin worse than anybody.
Jeez.
And I know you got to go here, buddy, but there are arguments like, dude, there's only so many notes, there's only so many chord progressions and structures that you're bound to have similarities. It's undeniable, in my opinion, with Zeppelin. It sucks because they're one of my favorite bands ever. I love Led Zeppelin. I do. But maybe next show we can get into it. I'll try to find some examples.
I'd love to. That's really interesting.
Yeah, there's plenty of them for them.
All right, guys.
All right,
I gotta
buddy.
go.
All right.
I will see you tomorrow.
Get out of here. Maybe I'll do a couple quick Ask Erics.
Sounds
to,
good.
to buy us a couple minutes here.
We'll do them.
Oh, I did want to mention this. We were talking about the N-word. And I think your daughter's heart is in the right place.
Uh-oh.
You know, she knows it's not good. You don't want to say the N-word, and you don't want to use the N-word, but you got to get and talk to her and let her know that they don't mean all words with N's. They just mean the N-word specifically, because I started to notice that she refuses to use the letter N in her cards.
She drew a picture of pants and a picture of Monster, and neither of them have the letter N.
Yeah. So I think
Pants
there's...
and Monster.
Yeah. So I the only thing I could think was she's confusing, like she's been told don't say the N-word.
Just over-parenting.
Right.
I apologize.
You guys
for
are
that.
trying so
I'll fix
hard. Yeah, so it doesn't mean all words with N. They mean the
Just
N
the
word.
N-word.
Right.
Okay, I'll get on
Okay.
it.
Thank you, Jay. I appreciate it. Have a good day, buddy. Poor girl. Her heart's in the right place. It's adorable. I commend her for not wanting to be a racist. At her age, you wouldn't think that'd be top of mind. You know, like what 5-year-old is thinking about such things?
Yeah, I give her credit.
Do you want to do a couple Ask Erics real quick here, buddy?
Why not it?
Okay. Okay, here we go. First one. Ready?
Yes, sir.
Dear Eric, I'm getting married in October, and my fiancé, Brad, and I are having trouble seeing eye to eye on the name change issue. Brad's family is originally from the north, and my family is from the south. He and his family are convinced that I should drop my maiden name, keep my middle name, and take his name as my new last name. Yeah, end of story. That's
It's
it.
kind of tradition.
However, the women in my family have always kept our maiden names,
Ugh.
added their new husband's name to theirs, and dropped their middle names. This is about the only thing Brad and I can't seem to agree on. Brad's bride in South Carolina. Thoughts, young Fady?
This whole thing, isn't it? I just thought this idea that like all the women in my family, that's their tradition. I thought that's the point of getting married. You change the name, to the guy's name, and that's just kind of how it goes, right? It's a melting of two families, and just man, I kind of say I don't know how long that tradition started, and it seems kind of weird when you think about it, but that's a tradition. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's a hard. I guess nowadays it is more popular, I think, not to necessarily change everything.
Well, it makes sense in the world we live in with social media.
Yeah, that's
why if Beth and I got married, for instance.
Right, you're not going to change your name because it's.
Oh hell no, God no. No.
Well, obviously you wouldn't for sure.
Yeah, but for her, like if you've got social media, nobody would know her as Beth Walters.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
So I can totally understand why you would want to keep your last name for that, and I think that's what most girls do. When I see Facebook, most girls have that hyphenated last name. I didn't know that was replacing their middle name, though. I didn't realize that's what they were doing.
Actually, the more I think about it, that doesn't sound that bad to me. Because really, what is the middle name? I mean, a middle name is there's no family in a middle name.
So
they're just
stupid.
I don't even.
They're a waste.
I've always wondered what the real deal with a middle name is. I don't know if it's just something because back in the day.
I don't know either.
Or something. But yeah, now that I think about it, I don't think there'd be anything wrong with taking maybe your. So what she was gonna do is take her maiden name and make it her middle name, but still have his name, right, as the last name?
You're digging way fucking too deep into this.
Okay.
What do you think as far as like women nowadays taking on the name? There's a lot of women who are starting more and more. I'm hearing this, starting to think like, hey, fuck you. I'm not some oh yeah, honey homemaker here coming to serve you and cook you food. Like I'm an equal, and you take my name, dickhead. I'm not taking your
I think I'm like 80%. I think that doesn't seem that big of a deal. I would say the one thing that would bug me is the fact that like then what are we supposed to say? If me marrying somebody, if she were to take my name or not take it, then it's Mrs. Fady and Mrs. whatever her original name was. That's the only thing that it kind of bugs me on.
Which you immediately go, huh? When you hear that, when people go, yeah, I'm married to Eric Fady. My name is Tom Johnson.
Right.
Right?
Can we use a girl's name, but whatever?
Well, we could,
but no, you're right. That'd be the only thing that would be.
Don't you immediately, when you hear that, they've got a different, where you go, okay, what's going on here?
Right.
Was there a divorce? Was there a, what happened? Something's wrong. Like, you automatically think that. You don't, the first thought in my head is it's never been like, I guess she just kept her maiden name.
No, I would say the thing is, maybe it would be one thing with keeping it, just for, if you, like you said, maybe for social network reasons, or just in general, you just don't want to do it. But I would also not, if it were me, and it was a girl was doing that on me, I would also not like hammer other people on saying the Fadys. I would not be like, nope, well it's Fady and Jenny blank. That's the thing that bugs me.
Eric Fady and Steve Fady. Like you wouldn't.
No,
you wouldn't. Well, why not though? Like I guess I've just
I can think it just seems easier to me. I don't have to. I have friends that get married. I don't have to like sit there and start going like. I guess I don't say their last names anyway, so why does it really matter? You know who you're talking about.
In my mind, I think you got two last names, hers and yours. I think you just take the coolest one.
Yeah, that's a good point too.
Like if your last name is Pindick or Dong, it's finally you can get the fuck away.
Yeah, you're right. I could see you doing that if I hated my last. If you had for some reason you had a really asshole parents that gave you a last name, then I could be like saying, hey, well, might as well just slide this on in here.
Yeah, if you got some really long, confusing last name.
That's another good idea. Yeah. I don't know. I guess whatever, dude.
Twat residence.
My God, yeah.
Finally get away from the twat name.
Yeah, like if I were that kid, if they had kids, either boy or girl, I'd have been changing that name as soon as I had a chance to.
You would never want to hear someone go, I married into the Twat family.
Right.
I'm Mrs. Twat.
Absolutely not.
Forget it. Henry O. Twat, that's one thing, but he should have taken, her last name is Smith at that point. It'd be Hank Smith.
Right.
Don't make her go by O. Twat.
No.
That's ridiculous.
No, that's parents. Well, you guys talked about it before, even with Jay, with the idea of parents and naming kids, and how could you not? How can you, if you have a certain last name or a certain situation, name them into that? Like, Richard, and I knew a Richard Harder in cross country back in the day, and so of course everyone just, because he didn't want to tell us his last name for a long time because his first name was Richard, and he would not tell us his last name, and finally came out as Harder. So like, why would you have to name your kid Richard Harder?
Yeah, that's awesome. The more I think about it too, it's kind of like, I want to be Dick Harder. Yeah, kind of cool in a way.
I always have a thing. I have a thing with guys that name Richard and make people have them call him Dick. I always don't get it. Like, do they just want people to say Dick? Like, if my name was Richard, I would never want.
It wasn't.
I know.
It wasn't thought of as a
right.
A term for a
penis,
male genitalia. So at the time it didn't matter. It's like if all of a sudden Eric became like the word for cock.
Right.
And I could see that happen. I really could. Oh man, my fucking Eric was, my Eric's itching like crazy. I got the biggest fucking Eric last night. I pounded this broad. You know what I mean? Like,
yes.
At that point,
but
God, stop being such a fucking Eric.
But you know what though?
Seriously, don't be an Eric.
The one thing about that is that that's one name. This is people where their name is
Richard for you.
But that's one word. This is guys where their name is Richard, and they still make people call them Dick. Where does Dick even come from, Richard? That's what I've always.
I don't know.
And I don't get. And I
can
never.
used to do a bit about that in your stand.
I know. I never was able to make it. You're right. It was one of my very first shows. You're right. On the very first time there, I tried.
Yep. That's where you were like, oh, call me Elbow.
Yes, Elbow. My dad gave me that idea because I was telling the joke to my dad.
Yeah, it's not a bad
joke. And my dad kind of said, well, why don't you? And because I used to say, because people are like, oh, my name's Richard, but you can call me Dick. And my thought process was, well, what if I just said my name's Eric, but you can call me Andy? You know what I mean? They're just choosing another word of someone. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I just don't get it. So.
Yeah, I don't either.
That was a long way, I guess, from the middle last name from the question, but
well, whatever. It's interesting. Dear Eric, when you had a question regarding women with higher sex drives than their husbands, it really hit home. Someone wrote about that. I'm lucky if my husband and I have sex 6 times a year. I have tried to initiate it and have been told that if I stop asking, I will get it more. Well, I have tried that, and it's just not working. He is also more likely to cuddle with a body pillow than me. This is ruining my self-esteem, and I just don't know what to do. Any thoughts?
Well,
so this is a chick who wants to bang, and her husband will put out.
That's
weird.
It's such a cliche, but man, you'd almost have to see a picture on this. And wouldn't your first thought be, he's getting it somewhere else? He's probably not attracted to her, probably, and that's my first thought.
Maybe. I want to know how old they are.
That's a good question.
And what they look like.
Exactly.
If she's just fallen to shit, all bets are off. If she's like, she used to be model pretty when they got married, and now she's packed on 120 pounds.
Exactly.
Like, I can see him going, God, I know I have to, but Jesus.
Kind of a married with children situation. Remember Alan Pegg there. But, I hate to say it, I say all the time, you'd have to almost see a picture. You almost have to. How can you make a ruling?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because like you said, and my other thing I was to say, a picture, or he's getting it from somewhere else and he just doesn't care about her. And that.
No, maybe.
Because a lot of times they say when someone's cheating, that's a lot of times the way they can tell. They start not initiating it because they're getting it, and whatever. The word. People know what I mean.
They do.
That's how I spell pretty much too. I know I spell wrong. But I think I tend to spell, you can read what I say. I think you just spell wrong.
That's all right. Hold on, buddy. I was going to do one more if you want to do one more.
Yeah, I'm not doing anything. I got nothing to do today.
I got nothing. Did we? God, you know what? Forget it. I feel like I did these. I need to go through these with you.
All right.
Dude, have we done this one? Because I don't know if I've just read them a bunch, so I've seen them all.
That happens for sure. Yeah, I know what you're saying. I tend to remember them, but then I feel like I did that one time where you read one that I think I'd already, where I thought I'd already heard before, and so then I get kind of weird about it, I guess.
Hey, did you bring that stuff back, by the way, the Beth and your dad's?
Oh, yeah.
Do you still have that at home?
I believe it might be in my book pack.
Don't lose it.
Yeah, no. It is 100% not lost. I have it. It's either in my bag or it's still at home.
Okay. Good.
No, 100%, because my dad's looked at it and everything. So
bring it back, and then Did you see?
I was looking at some of it.
Did you look at it?
I didn't look inside. No, I just brought it down. So I only saw what you showed Jay with no ends.
Dude, Jay's daughter made a card. The Detroit cast. She like tried to do the D.
Oh, wow. That's actually not that bad.
I know.
I don't think I could do that good of a D.
When Timko gets back, I'll have him post pictures of the whole thing. So I should probably shut up here, but the pictures, dude, she drew pictures individually of each of us.
Oh boy. I look like a giraffe!
Dude, that is the greatest fucking picture of Eric I've ever seen. Better than photographs. I think that is better.
The hair, and then the hair too, just a little fucking whatever I've got going on with my hair right now, which no one seems to know, but
dude, that picture is awesome.
That's hilarious. That's absolutely. Don't I look like I have like a really tall neck in there, which I guess I kind of do. Do I?
Yeah, you're very giraffe-like. I thought that picture was spot on. She's got a talent. She really does.
It is a good picture. No, for real. Like what we didn't. I remember because we both didn't kind of know the age. I don't think I could draw that right now.
No, I couldn't.
My drawings right now are just above stick level.
Yeah, it's funny you say that about age. We don't know age. Like was it Beth? Maybe Beth would ask me like how old she is. Jay's daughter, and I was like, I'm thinking, I don't know, somewhere between 2 and 13. I'm guessing.
That's how I.
How old is this? And I just like hold up my phone, like she's like this tall. How old is that?
Did she have an answer for how old that tall was, or no?
No. Of course, she looked at me like the idiot I am.
Yeah, I'm not good with that stuff with age.
Yeah.
I don't. Well, to be honest, I don't know if I've said it on here before. I don't know how old my parents are exactly. Like I don't know their ages.
I didn't know for the longest time. I do now because my grandfather had my father when he was 25, and my dad had me when he was 25.
Okay.
So I can add 25 to.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's.
But I have a rough estimate, and I'm like that with a lot of.
That's funny.
Age stuff.
Well, we'll get into the. We should mention that next show, because I have Beth's actual article. She found it.
Okay.
That your dad was.
Well, I'll make sure. If I don't have it here today, I'll make sure I have it for next time. For tomorrow.
For tomorrow.
Yeah.
Bring it tomorrow. We can go over it a little bit because I didn't think that existed.
That's
the
funny.
Actual article. I was really bummed. I was like, how would you have the response from his dad, but not have the article? But she found it. So,
yeah, nice.
We can see what got him all hot and bothered.
And he absolutely
right.
He absolutely remembers it. Just I don't know if
great.
I don't think we talked about kind of some of the post part of that, but he does absolutely remember writing.
Yeah, we haven't mentioned on the air.
We can. Well, let's wait.
We'll get into that tomorrow and a lot of other things. But thanks for checking out the show today, and we'll be at it again tomorrow for the Thursday edition of the Detroit Cast, and continue to go to the site and donate. Send us an email if you'd like. I haven't had a chance to go through them today, but if you have some, well, we do read them all at least, and we'll start reading more and more of them on the air. And your ideas, questions, thoughts, whatever, we appreciate all of it. And we'll do it again first thing tomorrow. Take care.
Dude, I just realized, like, I didn't think. Oh, I'll give it. Sometimes that